Yeah. Just be honest.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you another Inkbox review, which I have done a couple times already on this channel. I'll have one of them linked up below for you right now in case you're interested. But today I'm trying 4 Inkbox tattoos and kind of in some new placements that I've done in the past. So let's get into it. Before we do, in good fashion, my mug of the day is this water bottle. Is from Waterdrop. This was like a big thing a year or two ago on Instagram, but I got one. I just had to show, look how beautiful this thing is, especially when you got some colored water in there. I love it. It's making me drink more water for sure. I'll have this link below in case you're interested. But anyways, I've got my notes here and we are going to talk about Inkbox. I'm gonna give a little disclaimer. When I did this video, and this is different than the last two, I self-tanned beforehand, so I didn't do a great job either. So like my hands look kind of funny, and then it kind of got affected, like the tan got affected a little bit by the tattoos, like just the stickers. So that's just a little disclaimer of some weirdness in it. And also there are some pictures and I think some footage I tried to take that my camera wasn't working and I didn't realize. So if I don't have it all, I apologize, but I've got most of what we need. So again, let's get into it. All right, I'm first gonna just let you know why I like the idea of Inkbox, and that's for 2 reasons. One, it's really cool when you want to just do something fun. It's summertime, you're going on vacation, something like that, and you don't want a real tattoo, but you think they're cool, and something temporary just for a fun little trip is really cool. And I think that's a really nice idea for the whole concept of Inkbox. But then 2, and my favorite thing about this process is if you are interested in getting a real tattoo one day, that's a big commitment, and this allows you to test out some of your ideas first before you commit to it. So there's a couple of different reasons why you might want to try something like this, and both are very valid. Also, if you've never heard of Inkbox before or have never watched a video on it or whatever, basically what it is, it's a stain that goes onto your skin and will stay there for 1 to 2 weeks, versus like the temporary tattoos that are just a sticker and they last for a couple days. This stains your skin, which is how it lasts longer. And about their 1 to 2 week claim, there's no temporary tattoo or body part that you could put it on that is going to have the entire thing lasting you a full 2 weeks. That's just not going to happen, okay? And honestly, lasting past 1 week, depending on where you have it, depending on how big it is, parts of it might still be there around 2 weeks, but the whole thing is not gonna happen. I hate to break it to you, but just go in knowing that so you won't be as disappointed. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the application process and how to actually apply an Inkbox tattoo. First, you want to clean your skin, exfoliate it too, that would make it a lot better. And they provide you with a primer wipe to cleanse the area right before, and then let that dry. You don't want your skin still damp or wet or anything like that. So clean it off, let it dry thoroughly, and then we can move on to step 2, which is to apply the sticker. So if you have someone to help you with this, that would be super beneficial, especially if it's in a place like one of your arms or like your back or something like that. It does really help, because several times I've done it, it's not exactly how I'd want it, especially when I do it on my hand. That is not where I wanted the placement exactly. And when I've done them on my arms in the past, the lines might be a little crooked. Like, so if you have someone who can help you, please go ask them. Otherwise, just do your best. Again, it's temporary, so if you screw it up, it's not the end of the world. So after you have put the sticker on, you need to leave it on for 1 hour. And my biggest tip for you in this time, do not move at all, which I know isn't necessarily possible, but you don't want to sweat, you don't want to irritate the skin, you don't want to move it around, and if you can help it, don't move at all. But basically just stay out of the heat, don't do any physical activity, just be as still as possible because it will mess it up. It happened to me the first time I did it, and it smears it and gets all weird and nasty. So just stay still, stay cool, stay dry, just for 1 hour. Another tip when you're putting it on, don't like stretch your skin out. You might think that that's going to make it easier and nicer, but once you're done putting it on and you go back to your normal everyday, like sitting, standing, or whatever you're gonna be doing, your skin's gonna go back to how it was and it'll wrinkle. And you don't want that. One, it hurts, like taking the sticker off on the wrinkled skin really hurts. And then it can mess up the tattoo as well. So just leave your skin the way it normally is. If you're gonna be sitting for that hour, sit before you put it on. Like with my leg, I was standing and I thought I was doing it okay, but then when I sat, it pulled weird because it was just different than when I put it on. So try to be as normal. Don't stretch it out. Don't do anything crazy before you put it on so you don't wrinkle it. Okay, after that hour is up, you can remove the sticker. When you remove it, here's another tip. Don't remove it quickly. I did that one of the last times and it took off the end of the tattoo when I kind of finished and I just ripped it off. It took off the end. That's not good. You don't want that. So remove it slowly as to make sure that all the ink stays on your skin. So after you remove it, it's going to be lighter than you expect maybe because it still needs 24 hours to fully develop. So when you first remove the sticker, that's not how it's gonna look for the long term of this 1 to 2 week process. You need 24 hours for it to fully soak in and get its darkest. And the color of the tattoo is going to depend on the color of your skin. So the darker you are, the more black the tattoo will appear and the more realistic it'll look. Versus when you're on the pale side, it's going to look blue. And that is a downside to this process, is they haven't perfected it enough to where the ink is just dark no matter what. So it'll look pretty blue if you are pale like myself. Even with the fake tan on, I think it helped a little bit, but it's still bluer than I'd like it. So that's kind of a dead giveaway of it being fake, being this blue, but it's just know that if you're pale like me, it will be blue. So a couple little tips I have for you while you have your tattoo nice and developed and you're showing it off and you're happy with it. To keep it lasting as long as possible, you have to remember that this is ink that stains your skin. And if you do self-tanning like I do, you'll already kind of have this concept understood that it will start coming off with your skin. So like the dead skin that goes away, that just like comes off your skin, it will come off with that. So to prevent it from happening faster, keep your skin moisturized because that'll just help it from flaking. And when you're showering, washing your hands, cleaning yourself, whatever, don't scrub too hard. Try not to get the tattoos wet a lot. Try not to scrub on them, rub on them, anything like that. Do it as the least amount that you can, and that'll help them last longer. Which is why having these things like on your hands, feet, stuff like that, they will come off faster. So like for your feet, you're wearing shoes, socks, kind of no matter what, it can rub it off. If it's in a spot that is covered by clothing or tight clothing a lot, it'll rub it off. Having it on your hands, washing your hands many times a day, I hope it's going to come off, which is why the one I had on my hand came off the fastest. I want to say it lasted maybe like 4 days or something like that. Then it was just gone. And that's one of the reasons why I put it there, is just to kind of give you an idea. Me washing it all the time, and I tried really hard not to like scrub that part of my hand. It still came off pretty quickly. And I would say the one that was next to go for the placement I had this time was the one on my thigh, because it was under pants a lot. Even when I wear shorts, some of it was covered by the shorts. During work, I'd wear like scrub pants, so it would rub on them more than the one on my collarbone and the one on my arm. Those two lasted the longest. I'd say to the 2 week mark, but they were not fully there. They were pretty faded. Parts of them were already off, but they lasted the longest because they weren't rubbed on. And when I was in the shower, I would just like gently go over it with soap, rinse it off, and then that was it. I wouldn't scrub with my little body scrubber thing or exfoliate it or anything like that. So that was the tip of making them last longer. Don't scrub on them. So my final thoughts and whether I would advise you to try Inkbox depends on what you want it for. So personally, I think it's too expensive for what it is, for how long it lasts, and for how realistic it looks. It's too expensive. So if you're doing this just for fun, again, it's how much you want it, but I wouldn't want to pay this much just for fun. However, if you are thinking of getting a real tattoo and you want to test out the idea first, which I think is super smart, because, you know, I've had ideas for ones, and using Inkbox, I have changed my mind on something. So I think it is an excellent deal, even for the price, if it's to test out something you want to get permanently, because that's really expensive, really painful, and permanent. So I would use this to test it out 100%. If it's just for fun, that's on you, depending on what you're willing to pay for. I think it's too expensive though. That's all I've got to say. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in getting one, let me know, and let me know which one you're gonna get and where, because that's just fun. And I hope you enjoyed this video and got some useful, helpful, entertaining information out of it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up, because it really helps support my channel and shows me the kind of stuff that you like to see. And yeah, that's all I've got for you. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.